Yeah, right there. Go.
Episode 3, part 1.
No, but a little higher.
Episode 3, part 1. How can you tell?
Just go. No,
a little low.
Let's not go with you.
We are on day 1 of 1. Forgaten.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, so you're good. You're good. Yeah. Yeah. And we're gonna go back here and see what's happening here in hair and makeup. We got our makeup artist and we have our talent. Oh man!
Yeah, I got a massage too. This is great.
Oh man! All right, so we have turned a living room into a tomb. There's a tomb.
Wow. Is it?
That's it.
Cool.
Whoa, that poster looked cool, man.
The poster did look cool.
Was that the poster? Was that the poster?
Mm-hmm. That's one of them. There's like 3 of them.
Poster that didn't make it.
That looked awesome. Yeah, just wondering if
Left
that
it
was
at my
it.
house. Things were forgotten.
Yeah. All right.
Things were forgotten.
That's the point of it. That's the point of it. Yeah, that's true.
Cool. All right, so Aaron, don't BS me. Tell me the truth. When I told you that we were going to shoot this in my living room, what was the first thing you thought?
I kind of was like, how am I going to get out of this?
Because you owe me too many favors.
Yeah,
I
can't get out of this. I can't tell him I'm sick. I can't tell Rona. Can't do none of that no more.
Yeah.
You know? No, honestly, man, when you told me it was a period piece about, you know, something just like ancient Egypt, when you mentioned that, I was like, I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
I was immediately interested. So I was like, I wanted to help out any way I could.
Cool.
I'll be honest, man, you've never disappointed when it came to a set experience.
That's good to know.
So far, like
I will try harder next time.
So far. Because every time you do bring in people that know what they're doing, and are passionate. So it was awesome, man. I did not expect what you did to your living room. I did not expect that at all, man.
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild for sure.
I walk in, this man's brooming sand like throughout the whole living room, and I'm just like, wait.
I mean, it was a week and some change process every single day working on that set to make it look the way it looked.
Man, that's what I was wondering. Like, how did y'all, like, because I don't know if you have set design experience at all.
Zero.
And I was like, how are you even?
Right, this is by her means only. It's the only reason it happened.
Well, it just so happens that my dad has a train room, right? Like a whole room dedicated to his trains. And he's going to make like landscapes and like all this stuff in the room. And he mentioned to me, he's like, Candace, hot wire foam cutters. Like, that's what you got to get. Look at what it does. And he sent me YouTube videos. And then I totally forgot about it. And then me and Jose were about to get like drywall and mud it and then like etch it out.
Y'all were actually gonna go like, wow,
dude,
wow.
We were gonna make this so much harder than it needed to be,
and more expensive,
and more dirty. And we're gonna make a massive mess in that house.
Yeah. Did we even announce what Aaron's role was in this?
Oh yeah, Aaron. He filled our crafty table.
I brought waters.
Water.
You know.
And then they were warm. They were supposed to be cold. You couldn't even bring them cold water. He brought us warm water. I specifically asked for filtered, and he brought like river water. It was like, anyway. So he wasn't good at it.
He told me for experience. It was. He told me get some experience.
What is it? Credit meal and something like that. What's
called? Whatever. Exposure.
In other
words.
I exposed him. All right. Aaron was our camera operator. So he has a really good camera, and he has experience manning said camera. And so I knew that he would be a good complement to Roman, our director of photography. And, well, for me, at least, it turned out to be exactly what I envisioned in terms of that relationship and them working together. How was your experience working?
Man, I got to say, with Roman just kind of showing me the ropes a little bit, just kind of guiding me through, that was, like I said, a great experience just to learn pretty much like what motivates each scene and each shot, how he changes all the lights, lights to get a certain result. And I learned a lot. Like I said, it was just one of those things that you just getting people that know exactly what they're doing. And there's value in that because people learn a lot as well. I don't think I've ever been camera op for something that interesting so far.
So outside of what you did for this project, you do other things as an artist.
Yeah. So I've written a couple scenes, shot my own work. I've participated in the 48-hour film festival. I do digital marketing for a firm that does digital marketing for small businesses, mostly lawyers. I've done weddings as well. I've done a wedding with Jose before. Shadowed him a little bit. And not only that, I bartend.
Yes,
yeah, man,
he makes
I make
very
drinks.
delicious
I
drinks.
make drinks. That's it.
Very delicious drinks.
And he's an actor.
Yes, and an actor. Yes, I've been acting professionally since 2017, but got started like way young.
And he's a very good actor too. Check him out in the short film Broken, also directed by Jose.
Right.
All right, and we're back.
And we're black.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All of us here today is any man who wears a knife around his neck. I'm gonna leave him alone. Keep harping on it. I just want y'all to know that
It's not even for that though. He just really likes charcuterie. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the salami, it's the meat,
It's
and
always
the crackers.
the salami.
So and he doesn't like using the communal knife.
thin slice or thick slice.
I like them thick.
Okay.
With 3 C's.
With 3 C's.
I'm your host, Will Hayes. I'm back again. I'm with these guys this time, though. Like, I'm with, like, the behind-the-camera guys. Like, the real, it has to be focused here, and it has to be this light here, and it has to be... Like, these real technical aspects of things that just... I'm going to start off first and foremost with this gentleman over here to my left, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
What's going on, y'all? You know who it is. Roman Campomanes, a.k.a. the Filipino Phenom, a.k.a. the single mother savior, a.k.a.
This is why we started with him. I wanted to see how many, like, names he had.
He's like mother savior.
He's like Kanye's first album.
Yeah. A.k.a. Roman in the Mix, a.k.a. Roman in the Picks, a.k.a. Clothing Optional, a.k.a.
We can go on the whole episode of just Roman doing this.
Really, I am Roman. I am the DP and the gaffer.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So I know the creators association with this gentleman here, but where do you come into the mix of this?
I met Jalen, and Jalen brought me on as the gaffer, just the person in charge of lighting, and I just kind of wanted to explore lighting on that project with just like different colors and different moods. And then that's when I met Jose, who was doing the cinematography on that project. And Jose reached out to me for this one. Mm-hmm. And I was honored and I was surprised, and I just wanted to play around with more lights.
Okay.
And with this scene and how they explained it to me, it was like, okay, lit by torches in a cave. I'm like, dope. Like, I've been researching and I've been wanting to play with certain type of lighting. And so I brought in just like this simple kit for the environment that we were in. But after like watching it, like, oh man, it turned out great. It was like super dope, and the tones were warm, but they weren't flushed out or overexposed, and so it was. I'm really happy with everything that we did.
Wait, you said a simple kit? Mm-hmm. So you're basically saying it was just like 4 or 5 lights?
Yeah, it was pretty much like 9 lights.
Really?
Yeah, 9 light bulbs.
Wow.
That we lit this the whole thing with. Like now, not all 9 lights were working all the time.
As we saw.
But the creativity on how to cover that up really shined.
Dope. I like that pun that you just put in there. With all the research that's around you, with Candace doing all the research as far as in writing of this, no offense, Roman, but why Roman?
Well, it was probably Roman before we even knew about the project. See, after I worked with him on Jalen's project, The Heist, he stood out as someone who had a passion for the craft of lighting and cinematography, and that's the kind of people I want to keep around me.
Dope.
People who have a passion for a specific field within filmmaking. I knew that I wanted to work with him on something else. And when Candace asked me to direct this, I knew for sure I didn't want to man the camera and direct. And a lot of times in indie projects, we wind up having to do everything ourselves, and that takes away, for sure. If you're trying to direct, but you're also trying to remember to press record or make sure something's well lit, then you're not giving your actors enough attention. And so I wanted to be able to focus on the actors, which meant that I needed to bring someone in that I could trust to light and man the cameras and watch the angles so that I didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
And after working with Roman, I knew for sure I wouldn't have to worry about any of that if I had him on board.
Oh, I mean, Roman's photography alone, to me, is phenomenal. I mean, and not just me, though. I mean, there's other people that believe that as well. But, I mean, you can tell he really does have a heart for it, from the angles, for the lighting, for the aperture, for every part of the thing. So, yeah, you picked the right guy. That's why I was like, no offense to Roman, but he's always going to be the right guy. As far as, like, the direction, though, what was your initial mental picture of what the scene was supposed to look like? And did that reflect on what we've actually seen?
It did. And so when I initially thought about the scene, I knew, for one, I didn't want to be afraid of shadows, and I didn't want to be afraid of it being dark. I mean, it's a tomb in Egypt, ancient Egypt. You're going to be lit by small fires, and that's it. That's all you got. So you're going to have shadows. And I think a problem with a lot of the stuff we're seeing today is that they're doing like sitcom lighting where everything's evenly lit, and the lighting is not telling a story as much as it used to. And so whenever we do see something that does that, it stands out, and it's winning awards for cinematography. Like the Batman, for example, was shot really, really dark, right? But it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
It's probably beautiful because it's a high contrast to what we're used to seeing in that genre.
So is that your plan, to kind of contrast what most indie films do, which is, like Jose said, like just have that storefront type lighting, that just very generic, everybody's lit, there's no shadows, and knowing that he's kind of, I'm brave, I'm shadow man around this mug. Is that what you were looking for?
What I was looking for is that fire tone.
Okay.
That flame, that ember, so those yellows and those oranges that come off, and especially with the actors that we had, really kind of like popping off of the skin, too. And it was not necessarily like shadows per se. I just wanted to make sure that it was lit enough where the quality of the image would still shine through.
Okay. But does that affect kind of like how you set your camera, what angle, what depth of what is it, F?
Depth of field?
Yeah.
Yeah. On the technical side, for the most part, we shot with 3 different lenses. The majority of it was with a 24 lens, which is like real wide. So you get to see a lot of the world, but also you get to like push up on the actors and get a little bit more intimate feel while still bringing them into the frame together. And then with some of the scenes that we shot with the 85 to really just kind of focus on the actor, get that depth of field, kind of blur out the background a little bit, but really kind of just get a one-on-one moment when you watch it. So like this person how they're feeling without necessarily saying it. Yeah. And with the lens choices and the depth of field, I think we achieved that.
Okay. Yeah, and the shot selection was very purposeful too. So like when the scene when they are kind of at odds, we shoot them separately, right? Like there's one part where you can kind of see the character A in the background, but you never see them in the same shot. It's always like isolated shots up until the end where the tone shifts, right? And the father is taking more of a softer approach to this conversation, and then we finally see them in a 2-shot together. And all of that, I mean, like it played in well together. What he was trying to do with the fire elements translated well to what I wanted with the shadows, because if you're only lighting as fire, then you're gonna have shadows.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it just all worked together really well.
I always think of the director and lighting and things of that nature as a third actor on stage or in film. And from what I gather here, there's 4. There's both of you, and y'all kind of work in unison together. So I really appreciate it. You know, just the behind the scenes thought process of it.
No, I enjoy working with Jose as a director. It's a strong leadership. He knows what he wants going into it, but he's also not. He's not going to just dictate the whole project. He's going to let the people he brought in like really shine and bring their ideas to the table and execute those ideas and ask you like how you felt about it. How does this work? Did you like that? But following up and making sure that he also agrees and he has our back through the project.
Oh, yeah. Oh. So I guess my final question is that if y'all arm wrestled, who's winning?
I think he's got me.
He's got you?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I agree with
that. Yeah, I agree with that. We all agree?
Yeah, I mean, he's Filipino, right? I got Samoan in there somewhere. Y'all some strong motherfuckers.
I mean, it's more of a Manny Pacquiao. It's more of a fast twitch kind of.
You think it's okay? All right.
I don't know.
Yeah, Fatty Pacquiao over here.
Fatty Pacquiao.
Well, that's been episode 3. Forgaten, the making of. Wonderful behind the scenes. Please, please, please check it out.
Appreciate you.
Yep.